So in this segment, we're going to be discussing lots of people not receiving their postal vote. Royal Mail claiming they've done nothing wrong, but this is just clearly going to disenfranchise people from voting.
Well, most recently, Kevin Hollinrake, the Post Office Minister, has now called for a review of the postal vote system following the general election. He was speaking to Sky News earlier and he said, after all this is finished, we need to look at what went wrong, the scale of the problem, and to put measures in place to fix it.
That's great. You know, after the election, when you guys are going to be out, you want to review it. This is the party, the Tory party, that disenfranchised lots of people with their voter ID rules.
So I wouldn't object to a review of the system to make sure it's all working together well. We understand that he's met with Royal Mail, or at least spoken to Royal Mail, about everything that went wrong. But that was after he publicly criticised the organisation for failing to get those ballot packs out to people in time.
Would you not speak to them first and then criticise them afterwards? And then you can add in what their response was?
For their part, Royal Mail maintain that they haven't done anything wrong. They say there is no backlog, everything has been delivered, that was handed to them. So effectively laying the blame at the door of the local authorities, who we know are coming up against a big increase in demand for postal votes and to securely print those ballot packs in time, especially in Scotland, where we know the summer holidays are already underway.
And these are councils that are already quite cash-strapped, so for them to hire more staff might have been quite difficult, as is.
Local authorities had to put on some emergency services over the weekend to resolve any outstanding issues. But across the UK, we think something like 90 constituencies may be affected by problems with postal votes. I spoke to a government minister earlier today who said that this increase in demand should have been anticipated and that this probably isn't just a local authority issue. It's also...
It's by design, in my opinion. I reckon I wouldn't be surprised if older people go and vote in person. Now, do I have anything to back that up?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
But I would not be surprised if older people are the ones that typically would not use a postal vote. They will go vote in person.
The fault of Royal Mail. However, he pointed out that Royal Mail's expected returns rate for these ballot packs is broadly where they expect them to be, so that this isn't a systemic issue. But systemic or not, everyone's vote should matter. And I've spoken to people earlier today who are dismayed that they won't get a chance to register their vote at this general election. And of course, for those in marginal seats, the issue has additional salience. For now, of course, the focus is on getting those ballot packs out to people on time. But with about a fifth of the electorate expected to vote by postal vote, it's...
Oof, that's a huge amount, you know, smoking that disenfranchisement pack. This is shameful stuff. There were issues, I think, during the last general election with postal voting as well. And we're talking, you know, we're 2 days out as time of recording. This is 2 p.m. This is the 2nd of July. We're talking the election within a day of this video really going live. People not receiving their postal vote, and the government has offered no solution for them. You know, what are they expected to do? Just go to the polling booth with their postal vote and just vote in person? What's the point of that? You know, if they wanted to do that, they would have done that in the first place. This is ridiculous. There's no way, if you get your postal vote tomorrow, there's no way it will get to the polling booths in time to be counted. Ain't no way. If you get it on Thursday, it's over. I think you're going to have to go in person.
Really hard to overstate how critical it is that this issue is resolved. And all party leaders today have been united in their frustration and their anger. We can actually listen to what Sir Keir Starmer had to say, the Labour leader.
I am concerned about the postal ballots because it is really important in this election that every single person has the ability to vote, and I hope vote for change. And so I think it's on all of us, on a sort of non-party political basis, to say we must do everything we collectively can to ensure that those ballot papers get to people and they can fill them in and have the vote to which they are entitled.
So all political leaders today united in their kind of anger and frustration.
It's okay. It's, you know, being angry is fine, but you got to offer something. You got to, you know, maybe they can pressure the government and say, like, maybe there's some sort of fix for this. As I mentioned earlier, they should go take their postal vote to the booths and vote there or something. I don't know how to fix it. Maybe the constituencies that have big problems, maybe you do a change where they can vote in person. And obviously, if they vote twice, then it's going to be that's something I think they can figure out. So there must be some sort of solution for this, because you are disenfranchising people for no other fault than they picked a postal vote, which is an option the bloody government gives you. I'm not sure if this falls onto Royal Mail or the government. Obviously, they're going to blame each other. But, Royal Mail owner agrees to 3.57 billion takeover by Czech billionaire. And as No Justice points out, yet another privatization success story, talking about the situation with the postal votes here. So it's pretty embarrassing, I'm not going to lie. And the government really, really, really need to get a handle on this ASAP, because they are disenfranchising voters. Maybe they don't care about that kind of stuff because it'll probably benefit them, let's be honest. But if you want people to have faith in democracy, you really need to get this sorted, and maybe that's something Labour are going to have to look at when they do come to power, of how to fix these kind of issues with postal voting, because the election was called 6 weeks ago. They've had more than enough time to sort this kind of stuff out, and if they are that scared about postal voting, maybe send the postal votes out earlier, so then there's more time for them to get to people, and if there is a delay, it's lesser than it is now. But this is absolutely moronic. Absolutely moronic that we're a country which can't even get postal ballots out to people, honestly. But I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.